Welcome to Arsenal Jakub Kiwior. Yes, my wife, we're in Arsenal on the verge of completing their second signing of this January transfer window, Jakub Kiwior from Spezia. As always, I talk through the players' strengths, weaknesses, how I react to them coming to Arsenal and their potential Arsenal fit. I'd love to hear your thoughts on this signing in the comment section down below. And if you're new around here and you love Arsenal football related content, make sure you subscribe down below. I'm already to 2,000 subscribers. So if you thought Leandro Trossard was out of the blue, wait till you see this signing. Honestly, I had no clue we were scouting him, no clue we were linked. I literally just wake up, I leave university today, and Fabrizio Romano says, here we go on this signing. So I have to get home, do all my research around the player, and I finally compiled enough stats and enough knowledge to tell you lot all about him. Because unlike a lot of other prospects, I'm sure a lot of you won't know who he is. It's no shame to admit that you probably wouldn't have heard of him before Arsenal are on the verge of signing him. And that's because he's kind of like an unknown prospect. But I'm going to talk about that further. Let's start actually with Fabrizio Romano's tweet regarding the transfer. Arsenal completed the signing of Jakub Kiwior. Here we go. Contracts are being signed with Spezia. Fee in excess of 20 million euros with add-ons. Understood, Kiwior has agreed personal terms on a 5-year deal. Medical will be completed in the next 48 hours. It's done. So, of course, personal terms won't be an issue. It wasn't either with Leandro Trossard. When you're top of the league, everyone wants to come to you, man. It doesn't matter what we offer them. They want to come to us. They want to be part of greatness. They want a Premier League winners medal. So yeah, I always thought personal terms would never be an issue for players like this. I'm just surprised it got done so early. I mean, 20 million. When you're telling me you're linked to a player that I've never heard of before, 20 million sounds like a lot of money. I can't lie. But I'm hoping he justifies that price tag. Let's start with the player's strengths. So, he's 22 years old. That means he's got room for improvement. I spoke yesterday on my video about Leandro Trossard, how he is 28 years old. So, he might not have as much potential to develop. This player is still only 22. He's got his best years ahead of him, a lot of developing time. And if he's on the training ground and listening to coaching staff, listening to Carlos Cuesta, Albert, Arteta, I'm sure he can become a better player. Also, he's a left-footed centre-back. This means he can provide cover for Gabriel. It's no surprise that Gabriel has played basically every single Premier League game this season. He's the only left-footed centre-back at this football club that can play in that preferred position. We know Pablo Mari was here a season or so ago, but he's now left. We needed cover there, especially with the FA Cup games, Europa League games, and Kiwior is someone that is used to playing in that position. He's used to playing frequently as well. He's not just someone that's an academy prospect that hasn't played professional football for a long time. He's been in and around the team for Spezia. He's been starting for them, so he will slot in and be used to that position. He also can play CDM and left back. In his debut season for Spezia, he came from Anderlecht first. For Spezia in his debut season, he was playing CDM, and it does show in the way he plays football. He's very good at passing, he's comfortable on the football, carrying the ball forward. He seems like an Arteta type player from what I watched of him today. He seems like a player that's going to pick up the ball and not just lose focus when he's there and be like an old school centre back that just wants to boot it away. He's more than comfortable receiving the ball and playing it short or long. He's been a starter in the Serie A, which of course is a top league in Italy, so he's used to type of high quality football in that respect. He's neat and tidy on the football, as I discussed slightly earlier. He's got great slide tackling. When I looked at his stats on whoscored.com, he averages 1.3 tackles per game, which is really good, but he's even better at interceptions. 1.6 interceptions per game, which is also a great stat. And when I actually looked at his analysis, he said that his interceptions was one of the best parts of his game. His awareness and reading possession, reading what the opposition were doing and being there just in time to cut it out was one of his strengths of his game. And that's important because I can't remember which defender said it. I think it was either Maldini or Beckenbauer. Someone said, if you have to make a slide tackle, you've already made a mistake. And it's so true. If you're a great centre-back, you can suss out the danger and cut it out before needing to make a last-ditch challenge. I know it looks nice for the cameras, but really the top centre-backs do all their business before it needs to get to the point where they need to completely take out the attacker with a slide tackle. So that's really good in that respect. The weaknesses, however, for Jakub Kiwior is he does need to adapt to the Premier League. That's probably one of the most glaring things. He is, of course, from Serie A, which is still a decent league, but we all know the Premier League is just, it's night and day compared to every other league. The pace this league is played at, it's unbelievable. There's no game that's an easy game. So in that respect, he's a very risky prospect. He is a Poland international, however, but it's still quite unproven. I'm sure a lot of people here, the majority of people here, will not have heard who he is. He's not a household name. He's not a centre-back that you think, oh, that's a top centre-back. He's still, it can go really well. It can go quite badly, to be honest. Who knows? I mean, the last Polish player I remember Arsenal signing was Christian Bielik, and he never even really managed to start a game for Arsenal. Says it all really. I hope for a different career for Christian Kiwior. Spezia are 15th in Serie A, so they are kind of teetering towards relegation zone. That's obviously not a great sign when he's starting games for them. 20 million is quite a lot of money. I know we're willing to fork out 95 million on Mikhailo Mudryk. We've already put around 25 to 28 million on Trossard, another 20 million here. We're starting to bring up that 50 million pound mark soon. Are we going to afford to sign any more players? Because for me, I know left centre-back is an issue. As I've said, we need cover for Gabriel. I also do believe we need a centre mid and potentially another forward as well. And I would say left centre-back honestly could be something that we could address in the summer rather than now. We've chosen to do it now. I just hope it doesn't take away business in other positions that we dearly need to make. And the final point is, can he deal with the pace of the Premier League? I've already said it's been a step up to Serie A when you're playing tough games week in, week out. But I'm sure developing under the training staff, he won't have the pressure to start straight away because, of course, Gabriel and Saliba have been rock solid there. He can learn under Gabriel, learn under Saliba, learn under the training staff and get better every single day. So overall with the signing, I'm going to be completely honest with you, I like it. I think he's a player that fits the Arteta mold. He's someone that we know Arteta likes players that can play multiple positions. He wants every single one of his footballers to be comfortable in the football, whether they're centre-back, centre-mid, striker. He scored an absolute banging goal that I saw on Twitter where literally a left foot volley into the top corner from outside the box. You don't score a goal like that if you haven't got techers, in my opinion. So yeah, it's really nice to see him score something like that as well. It shows he's got that kind of technical ability in his game. And he's someone that's versatile. And at the end of the day, I think that's someone that could really fit this Arsenal Football Club. He fits the void in that left centre-back position. And I'm really happy with the business. I'm going to give this transfer overall a rating of 7 out of 10. I understand the riskiness behind it, but I honestly think the recruitment from Arsenal so far has been top-notch. I'm not going to be one that sits here and says, oh, I didn't want this player, I don't want this player. What are Arsenal doing? Because I've been proven wrong in the past. I didn't know who Martinelli was. He turned out to be one of the best left wingers in the Premier League this season. It's just the way it is. You've got to trust the training staff. And I do believe that this Arsenal training staff, this Arsenal scouting program, Arteta, we're not someone like Chelsea that is just going to throw money at whatever moves. I do honestly believe we scout players for a long time before making our decision. We do maybe too long at times because we miss out on certain players. But we do spend our time to properly analyse every player and come to the conclusion that we want him. And I believe we've done that with Jakub Kiwior. We got the signing done very quickly as well. It was basically all wrapped up in a day. We're just waiting for Arsenal to announce him. As always, if you enjoyed what I presented here today, make sure you like the video down below. If you love Arsenal-related content and football-related content and want to see more, make sure you subscribe down below on our road to 2,000 subscribers. I'd really love to hear your thoughts on this player in the comment section, so leave that down there. I've been Wife, and I hope to see you all in my next video.